Oh man, guys. Funny thing just happened. Let me tell you what happened first. Okay, so I did end up having a problem with this I guess with the network or something. Well, the funniest thing just happened to me. Okay, and you won't believe this. So I had scheduled um another live stream for tomorrow, which is the dinner time stream here. Uh, that's for later tomorrow. I accidentally put this pajama time live stream on tomorrow's scheduled stream. I ended up doing that on tomorrow's stream, which is funny. But it's alright. I got it all fixed, so I'll just have to redo the everything for tomorrow. But yeah. This did end up crashing, and then I had a really big problem with, I don't know what was wrong. I thought my channel was taken down. Because there was an error message on there saying that, well, that it was just an error. Like when your phone gets cut off and you can't really do anything, like, that's what I mean. Like that message showing up. But, yes. But anyways. Back to what I was talking about, guys. Let's see. We talked about the chemical plant fire and the causes of what's going on, right? We did talk about the chicken nuggets. We talked about celebrating Tessa's milestone on Wednesday from I Am Tired of Cooking. Really good channel and very awesome person. Let's see what else. We did talk about Chick-fil-A. Oh, that's what I was telling you about. So yeah, so basically the city did ban Chick-fil-A from wanting to set up another store in the airport just because of all that crap that happened in the past. They don't really want to, relive that drama again. So that's why they got the boot. And Chick-fil-A was just like, well, I'm really shocked. We're really shocked. I can't believe, we received this news, blah, blah, blah. We really wanted to set up a place in the airport, but we do understand. And we do understand, like, where you guys are coming from, but we would like to talk with the city again and see if they can get a better understanding of why we actually want to set up another restaurant in the airport. But that is to be that is for something else in the future. We'll see if they convince the city or not in the future. But for right now, you won't be seeing a Chick-fil-A in our airport just because of that. Okay. Let me see. What else? Oh yeah. So I know this is 2 weeks coming. Okay. This is like I don't know how long it's been, but if you guys watch SA Live, which is on KSAT 12, well, really good show, and I really like, the cat that is on there. Fiona is the original host of SA Live. She's the one that moved here to San Antonio to host the show back in 2000. Let's see, 2000. When was it? 2000. Was it 12? I don't remember, but it's been on KSAT for like X amount of years now. I do want to say congratulations, Fiona, on giving birth to your daughter. Yes, congratulations on becoming a first-time new mommy. And I miss seeing you on TV now. I noticed that Jen was on there. Well, from the Facebook clips, I noticed that Jen was, I guess she's taking over your place while you're on maternity leave right now. But yes, congratulations on uh, welcoming a baby girl. Very, very, I'm very happy for you. And look forward to seeing you back on SA Live pretty soon. But yes, congratulations to Fiona for giving birth to a baby girl. I think this happened like a couple of weeks ago, and I just barely got around to it because, yeah. But yes, congratulations again, Fiona, for becoming a first-time mom. Hopefully you're doing well, and like I said, look forward to seeing you back on SA Live soon. All right, so I guess those are all the things I need to cover for for shout outs and congratulations and whatnot. Oh, and is there anything else I was gonna say? No. All right. Okay. I'll stop rambling, and we're gonna actually get to the main topic itself. I do apologize for again doing a late stream. I know you guys are doing other things or sleep, so when you get a chance to see the replay of this, please do share this video or this live stream with your friends and family and on your social medias. I would greatly appreciate it. Let's see. I am at 115 subscribers last time I checked, and hopefully we can make that number grow by, showing your support and love for my YouTube channel, The Kitchen Life Channel. Remember to follow me on Facebook and Instagram at The Kitchen Life Channel. On YouNow at The Kitchen Life Channel. On YouNow, it is one word. YouNow is a free app that you can download and create an account, either with Facebook, Twitter, Google Plus, or you can create your own. Once you do that, you can interact with other streamers on there. And if you would like to become a fan of my YouNow channel, again, it is The Kitchen Life Channel. Spelled the same as this one, except it is one word. There's no spaces. Okay, no spaces. Okay. And I also have a Twitch channel, which is Kitchen Time 3092. So it's capital K, lowercase ITCHEN, capital T, lowercase capital T, lowercase IME 3092. So that is also all one word, but that's on Twitch if you guys are interested in looking me up on there, and then just become a friend on Twitch or favorite me. Send me a friend request and I'll be more than happy to add you. But yes, follow me on those social medias and apps. I really appreciate and thank you for the support. But now, tonight's topic, I'm gonna touch base again on what I was trying to talk about. Let's see, when was it? Was it last week or was it the week? It was like a couple of weeks ago. We were talking about age gaps. Now remember, we talked about age gaps in friendships versus age gaps. I told you guys about like the benefits and the risks of it. Okay. And now we're going to switch gears and we're going to talk on I don't know how you want to call this, so either a little serious, semi-serious note type of thing, but at the same time it is an interesting note because nowadays we have jobs. Okay, most of us have jobs, you know that. Many of us have jobs. Wherever it is, we end up working with various peoples of various categories. Okay, race, religion, all that good stuff. But the one thing that catches my mind and seems so interesting and intriguing to me is that um, when you end up working with people that are either younger than you or older than you, okay, that's where the age gaps fall in place. Most popularly, you have two places that are popular for a huge presence in age gap. You have grocery stores, which is one, and then you have fast food restaurants, which is another, or restaurants in general. Okay. Reason why I say that is because of the positions. Okay. Now, in common terms, there's this common sense terms. Let's see. Presidents and CEOs of like big places or big corporations or whatever, they're generally older than you. Okay, they're generally older than you. Like they are in their late 40s, 50s, 60s, etc. Those type of people, they hire those type of people because they have more experience, they have more education. Now, not saying that all places have those the people in those age fields, okay, but that's basically a common thing that you see in today's day and age, okay. Now, the reason why I bring up fast food restaurants and grocery stores is because for fast food restaurants, you have two higher positions, okay. The first one is, of course, general manager, which means that, well, you basically run that. You basically run that that store, I guess. That's called a general manager. So it basically means that you run that store. You're not in charge of the whole company per se, but you're just in charge of that one building. And that's basically your store, your place. You call all the decisions for you look at all the labor numbers, you look at all the sales, your employees and everybody depend on you for those. Okay, so you're just basically like the boss of that particular fast food place. Okay, not the company, just that single place itself. And then you have assistant managers, and then you have managers. Okay, so did I say two? I meant three. So you have three categories in those age gaps. Now, when it comes to fast food restaurants, okay, typically it's rare, but what I think in today's day and age is that you rarely see this, but if you do, it's surprising. Out of one, two, or all of those categories, somebody is either going to be younger than you or older than you. Okay, it can vary. You'd be surprised at the age gaps in the employees that work at a specific workplace. Because, for example, I work at a nonprofit here in San Antonio where typically you would expect people to be around your age group. I'm 26 for those of you that are curious. And let me tell you guys something. Again, like I said in the beginning, typically the higher position is basically people that are higher in age when you work for like a nonprofit or a government related type of place, right? Sometimes. Now, they do that because they have more experience and they know, they have more experience and, they know what they're doing, right? So they would basically be older than you, your supervisors per se. So yes, my supervisors and my supervisor, of course, is older than me. No offense, but the co-workers that I work with, we just recently took in a co-worker that's actually, let's see, 5, 4, 3, 2, 4 years younger than me. Okay, so he is the youngest co-worker out of all of us. Okay, very hardworking person. And yes, I'm talking about you, Justin. But yes, you are our youngest co-worker in our department. Now, with our with the lighthouse in general, almost 95% of the employees there, they're older than you and me. Justin, they're older than both of us. And I mean, they are from their late 20s all the way to their mid 70s. Mid to late 70s. Yes, we work with people that are old enough to be our moms, our dads, our grandparents, our great grandparents. And that's an interesting thing. You rarely see that in today's age, but now wherever you work now, you end up, running into those type of things, those type of age gaps. Why is this interesting to me? Because when you work with older co-workers, okay, at first I thought, like, when I worked there, I thought, oh, I was always told, don't work with, be careful with who you talk to, who you work with, blah, 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 because, and we'll talk about more about, like, the pros and cons here in a second, but, excuse me, guys. Anyway, so like I was saying, so at first I thought it felt weird, like it felt weird working with somebody older than me, because I actually do work with a couple of guys that are older than me. In fact, if you if you are surprised enough, one is actually old enough to be either my grandfather or my great grandfather. The other one is actually old enough to where he could be my father or my grandfather. Okay, that's how old my coworkers are. Let's see what else is interesting. So first we're going to talk about the higher number, and then we're going to go to the lower number, okay? So at first you feel, like you'll feel awkward. You'll feel weird. You'll feel awkward. You'll wonder, why am I working with this type of person? They're older than me. Are they going to hurt me? But think for a second. Just because, like I said, in the first live stream that we did about friendships versus age gaps, age is just a number, okay? Age is just a number. And age is just a number. That's it. Wherever you go for a job, if you have to work with that coworker, you have to work with that coworker. And if they're older than you, well, hey, you have to work with them. Which is a pretty interesting thing. The older your coworker is, and helps you out, you'd be surprised. There's one word that makes things a lot easier and, less stressful, and that one is, of course, respect, okay? If you respect your coworkers, no matter how old they are, even if they're like in their late 60s, 70s, however old they are, it doesn't hurt to show them a little respect. Because here's the thing. When you are at work, you switch gears. When you're out of work, you switch gears. You switch gears in both places, okay? When you're at work, that's when you have to calm down and put your serious, your thinking cap on and everything. You have to put your serious cap on, okay? And you have to say, okay, I'm at work. I need to do what I know about my job. When you work with your coworkers, or again, age is just a number, and respect is important because that makes things easier and less stressful for everybody. When you are at your job, you show respect to everybody and you help one another, okay? Now, you'd be surprised at the age gaps and why it is so important to be respectful to them. Because even though they've been there for X amount of years, okay, respect when doesn't hurt. To just do it. You show them respect. It makes things easier. And the age gap thing is it's a sensitive, type of thing, because you always hear these news stories. Oh, this person at this age did this to this coworker, blah blah blah. That's what you hear pretty much every day. Not good. But respect is important because eventually what will happen, and this is a good thing. Whoops, hold on guys. I didn't mean to hide the chat. Okay, there we go. Eventually, respect is important because you both learn from each other, okay? And not only that, logic says you're not supposed to befriend your coworkers, but of course, none of us listen. you end up developing a special bond with them if you end up working with that same person for a long period of time. You end up developing a relationship with them, okay? And what I mean by that is you end up developing, and this is for your coworker, you end up developing like a bond, and that bond is, it is special because eventually you end up hearing, you end up telling one of your other coworker buddies that I consider him. I consider him like a grandfather or a father to me, or I consider her like a second mom to me because I can tell her everything, or I consider him like a second father or a grandfather because I could tell them everything and they actually listen. That's where their whole respect thing comes in, because respect is one thing, trust is another. You build it takes a lot of courage to build trust with that other coworker that's older than you or younger than you, because when you build that trust, like I said, then you feel comfortable in talking to each other about personal, deeper things. And eventually you end up becoming real best friends. And eventually, too, they end up inviting you to their birthday parties, their houses, they end up inviting, having you as a part of their lives, their personal lives outside of work. That is how awesome it is to work with people in those types of age gaps, because you develop a real relationship with them outside of the workplace, and it's pretty cool. Because at first when you think about the thought of working with somebody older than you, you're like, oh man, how do I have to act? How do I have to behave? I gotta be careful. My parents always told me to be careful with who you talk to, because they can do something to hurt you. Don't trust all the people that you talk to or work with, which we'll talk about that here in a second. But now that is, of course, a little bit true, but as long as you both respect each other, then you'll develop a real relationship down the road. Something close to, to like a really special. They get you involved in their actual lives. And then you get them involved in your life too. Because when they invite you to their wedding, their family's wedding, their baby showers, blah blah blah, etc., anything that they want to invite you to, that's because they are opening up their arms and their arms, and they're saying, hey, you've been a good coworker to me. You're really cool. You never give me any crap. I trust you, and I would like to invite you to this thing just because I like you. I like you. You're cool. Yeah. And of course, you end up going. Now, unless you can't go because of other things, then that's fine. But that's what age gaps in the workplace, that's an awesome thing. You learn from each other. You learn new ideas. You learn new ideas, which then, when they either, heaven forbid, if they suddenly pass away, or if they decide to retire, well, if you learn from what they learned, from what they've taught you over the years, then that means that they trust you to take over that area, or they trust you to um, run that room, or they trust you to work on that machine because you know what they taught you. You know, you don't change a thing now. Eventually, maybe down the road, you'll end up incorporating your ideas too. But for the most part, when you work with somebody that's been there at that company or that department for like X amount of years and you're just a newbie, you got to give it time to allow them to show you the ropes of that particular area, because then if you stick around long enough to the point to where they say, okay, okay, tomorrow is going to be my last day here, blah blah blah, I'm retiring, then they know that they don't have to worry about anything, because you already know what to do in that area. Okay. Because they can count on you to run that area the way they showed you. That is actually and it's ironic that I'm telling you this, because I actually work with somebody that's 62. Yes, 62. And he ended up being moved to another department over there, more at the lighthouse for a while, because of, you know, some circumstances. He was gone for a while, but I have worked with him for pretty much almost I've worked with him for 3 years. A majority of that time I spent in our little room where we do a lot of our work, okay? And I'm, of course, observing and watching, and of course he tells me, like, hey, you know, make sure you put the, you know, make sure you break the wool this way, or, you know, make sure that the snakes come out this way, make sure the pallet is next to this line, so that way, you know. And I observe all of that, because while he was gone, I pretty much knew what I had to do. Now, of course, I needed help with some of the things, but because when he left, that was like a sudden thing. I still had quite a bit to learn, but for the most part, a majority of what we do in that room, I pretty much know what to do, because I watched him do it. And when he leaves, he knows that he doesn't have to worry too much, because I basically do things the way he showed me. And I'm that person that once you show me, I do it the way you showed me. I don't like to change things. I really don't, because it's just not me. I don't like changing things up. The only time I will change things up is when you actually end up retiring. Then once they say you're going to be responsible from now on from now on for this, then that keyword, you are going to be responsible. That means that they are retiring. They are no longer going to return to work unless later down the road they do. But responsibility is key, because then when they say that magic word responsible, that means you, or you yourself, you're on your own, okay, with no help. That means they're giving you the baton, they're passing the baton on to you, so you just go at it, you just go with it. That means once they leave, you take over, and then you slowly start incorporating your ideas. Because it doesn't hurt to incorporate new ideas once the original person has left. It doesn't always hurt. But don't completely change everything, because then you'll end up, just don't forget to change. Don't completely change, what you were taught, because, well, then it would be confusing, and then you run into problems. So just stick with what you were taught by your original coworker, because once they pass on the baton to you, well, you're on your own. You get no help. Then you apply what you learned from your original coworker you apply that knowledge to the next coworker that they hire. Now, later down the road, you can incorporate some of your new ideas, but it's always good to stick to the original stuff. Let's see what else. Got coworkers, and then we move on to the higher position, which is manager, assistant manager, supervisor, and general manager. Now, those vary in age gaps as well. Question for everyone. Do you have a boss that's younger than you? Okay, now we're going to move on to the lower age gaps. Okay. Do you have a boss that's younger than you? Many of you guys from your late 60s, early 70s, or whatever, you'd be shocked. Because, like I said before, I do have a few coworkers that are in their early to mid 70s, 60s as well. Supervisors are older than us, but younger than them. Okay? Late 40s, late 30s, early 40s. You'd be surprised. The thing that catches my eye, though, is when you have a boss, that means you listen to your boss, no matter how old they are, okay? If you're in your early 60s and your boss is in like 38 or 45, that means you listen to them when you're at work, okay? You do what your boss says. That's it. No ands, ifs, or buts. You do what your boss says, because you're in a professional environment. Okay? Now, that is pretty interesting, right? coworker that's 65 or a coworker that's 70 has a supervisor that's 46 or 47 or 35. There's nothing you can do about it. Once they hire that person to be your boss, you got to listen to them. Okay, and I have plenty of those. Now, logic says listen to your boss older than you, but also listen to your boss no matter how old they are. They are there to run that department or that place of business, and they are there to take care of all of you. So all you have to do is just listen to them, and yeah, all you have to do is just listen to them and just respect them. You know, yes ma'am, no ma'am, yes sir, no sir. Do what they say and things will be easy. Okay. Now, let's go even lower. People around my age, 26 to 30 to 35 and up. 18 all the way to 40, I guess we could say. Like I said before, in fast food restaurants and, you know, grocery stores or whatever, fast food restaurants is a popular one. Because you have the manager, then you have the assistant manager, then you have the manager, and then you have the general manager, okay? And then I think they call it, but yeah. When you work with fast food restaurants, nowadays, kids start working at factory like McDonald's, for example. They start working at McDonald's at like age 15, 14, 15, 16, whatever. And their bosses, which is the general manager, if they like what you do, they will like to give you a promotion. Okay? Oh, and you also have a crew leader too. That's what I mean. If they look at you, they also would like to give you a promotion. Okay? Let's say they make you into an assistant manager. A little bit more responsibility, I'm sure. Because the higher position, the more responsibilities you have. But think about the age gaps in those. Nowadays, you have leaders, assistant managers, general managers that are 19 and up. And you are surrounded with workers that are 25 and up. Okay. But your boss, your managers are younger than you. Shocking, right? But again, no matter how old your manager or your general manager is, which typically the general manager is usually like older than you because because they have more, they have more education experience. Now, if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong, but that's how usually things are. When you have somebody that's supervising you, either a manager or, again, the person in charge of that in that particular building, the age doesn't matter. 19, 20, 21 and up, it doesn't matter how old your supervisor is. You do what they're told, okay? You do what they tell you to do. Don't talk back. Don't start drama. Don't add fire to fuel, okay? All you have to do is just be respectful, be responsible, and be professional, and that's it. That's it. And if you do those three things, well, they'll see that, hey, you did what I said, I would like to promote you. That's it. You just do what you're told. Nothing else is going to change. Just the fact that, like, they see, oh, you did what I did, told you, I would like to promote you, because then eventually you're going to be promoted to their position too. But yeah, for those of us that are around our late 20s, early 30s, early 40s, you'd be surprised at how old they are hiring higher position people these days. And just all you have to do is just be respectful and do what you're told, and that's it. You won't have any problems, you won't have any hell, nothing. So again, for coworkers older or younger than you, you respect them. Eventually, once you respect them, then they end up trusting you, and then you end up trusting them, and eventually, later down the road, you'll end up building a closer bond. So much close that you'll end up becoming something bigger than just their what time is it? Yeah, buddy, it's 1 a.m. Is it 1 or 2? Oh, it's 1 a.m. Eventually you'll end up developing a bond so much closer than that they'll eventually want to make you the godfather of their child, the godparent of their child, or a part of their wedding, or etc. You never know. So again, 3 phases: respect, trust, relationship. That's it. Respect, trust, and relationship. Okay, those are the 3 things that are really cool about having a coworker with an age gap, either younger or older than you. When you have a coworker that's younger than you, you then have to be careful with, how you talk to them and how you treat them, okay? Because some of them can be sensitive. You got to make sure you treat them with respect. Don't be too awkward. Let them express themselves first, okay? This is for all the younger, this is for both sides. Let your coworker express themselves first. Once they express themselves and you feel comfortable with it, then eventually you can start expressing yourself too. So just let them be themselves first. And then once you feel comfortable, and once they start getting you involved in their conversations, then you go with it. Because then eventually, like I said, you respect each other, you trust each other, they'll end up making you a part of their lives, which is a very powerful thing. And that's a good thing. I like all the coworkers that I'm with, you know. You learn a lot of things from them. Like, for example, like I said, I have coworkers that are in their early 40s to late 60s, early 70s. You learn things from them, and they learn things from you. Like, if they never had, if they've never heard of a smartphone before, and they're fascinated at what you do, then eventually they'll end up getting hooked on that smartphone. Yeah. And then they'll say, I like it. It's a cool thing, you know, I can do much more things in this day in society. Yeah. Because it's true, you can do that. You can do much more things with today's technology. And then eventually they'll get hooked on it, and then they'll be glad that you showed them the ropes about how to use a smartphone or an app. Because they've never heard of it before and they were always squeamish, but once they see how you do things, then eventually they'll catch on to it. And they'll start, you know, they'll start applying things to it. They'll start, you know, liking what you showed them. Same thing with music. I have a coworker that I think he said he had a friend that was like 20 in his early 20s. My coworker is in his late 50s. But he did tell me one time that the person that he was talking to, the friend that he was talking to, is a little younger than him. And they were surprised that he liked the same music that my coworker liked. So eventually you end up sharing common interests with your coworker too, which is really cool. So see, good things can also happen in age gaps with coworkers, and that's really cool. You learn something from them, they learn something from you, you both end up having something in common, and it can happen either way. With political discussions, common interests, common foods, anything, anything. You just gotta go with the punches, roll with the punches, and just respect them. It's just something that in today and age happens. Okay? So let's see how much are we. Oh, we are at 50. Yeah. And I respect all of my coworkers. I like the people that I work with. You guys are awesome. I really appreciate you guys supporting my channel. You guys do a really good job. I know we have rough days, but we get the point. Thing is, if we get the job done, we respect each other, and you know, and it makes the day and things easier. It makes the work life easier, and it makes the day go by faster. You just treat each other with respect. That's all that matters. and you learn new things. Oh man, you learn new things, new cool things about each other. You eventually build trust, and you eventually, start getting them involved in their life, in their lives, which is really cool. But like I said, you guys rock. I love you guys. You guys are great people. I'm glad we work together. You know who you are. I know sometimes we have hard days, stressful days, but trust me, I really do appreciate all of you guys. I'm really glad that we are all working with each other. You guys are awesome. Let's keep it up and keep being awesome. So, that's the pro of age gaps in the workplace. Respect, trust, relationship, common interest. Those are the 4 things. Let's move on to the cons for a second. Okay. So the cons of age gaps in the workplace, because there's a lot of this going on. You have good coworkers with age gaps, and then you have bad coworkers with age gaps. Okay. With bad coworkers with age gaps, it's a common thing, and it's an everyday thing. Like nobody has no control over it. You can't do anything about it. But the thing is, you have those type of coworkers that still like to act like high school children. Okay, not gonna say names, but we do have some of those. Everybody, I'm sure, wherever they work at, they have that type of person or those type of people that they like to start trouble. Oh yes. They love to start drama. They like to start trouble. They like to cause problems. That is everywhere. And what I mean by that is you have coworkers that are older than you that love to talk about you behind your back, that like to spread rumors that are not true about you or a specific person or a specific group. You have those coworkers that do not like to do what you're told. Those coworkers that are, excuse my language, but you have also those coworkers that are kiss asses. The ones that like to kiss ass to their supervisors. Basically, what I mean is you have a coworker that likes to be babied all the time. Likes to get their way. It's either their way or the highway. And that's not a good thing. Those are the type of coworkers that love to start drama, that love to cause problems, and that like to raise hell. And typically, I like to call those type of coworkers the high school coworkers, because they still act like they're in high school or in middle school, because they think that just because they've been there for X amount of time or whatever, they think that they can do whatever they want and they get away with it. They think that they can talk about you behind your back and this person won't notice. He's never there. Well, trust me. Just because I'm not there doesn't mean I won't know. Because remember, you have a group of coworkers, so eventually that coworker that you work with could be their friend, you know, and then they end up telling, they end up passing it on. Rumors get passed on quickly, and that's not a good thing when you start a rumor. A rumor is something that is made up and false. It could be true, but my best suggestion, if you have that type of coworker that loves to start rumors, the best thing to do is just say, okay, pretend to agree with them when you really don't. Okay? Now, if it gets to be too personal or too deep, then you stop them. But if it's as something like, oh, let's say, for example, what could I use? If they say, I heard that this person likes to play with dolls. Okay. Mind you, that person that they were talking about is... They still like to play with toys. They still like to play with dolls. At that age. They still like to collect things. That's fine. That's them. That's their, that's them. Hey, they like to do that stuff. Hey, all power to them. Just pretend to like to believe and like what they say. And yeah, just pretend to agree when you really don't. That's one mild rumor. But I wouldn't trust rumors like that, because eventually it can hurt the person that they're talking about. The only way to find out if a rumor is true is if you actually find out from the first source, and that means the original source, okay? When you find out from the original source, then it's not a rumor anymore, it's true. But I wouldn't say, I heard rumors about this, blah, blah, blah. I heard rumors that blah, 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 that you, blah, blah, blah. Now, if you both trust each other, then you can ask them. But when you do that, don't do it in front of them. Do it privately, okay? Do it privately and do it with compassion, okay? Do it with compassion. Be subtle. Don't confront them like, oh, I heard that you like playing with dolls or collecting toys. Yeah, don't do that. Just say, hey, can I talk to you? In private. And then the other thing you want to say is, okay, I would like to ask you this personal question and be really honest with me. I'm not here to judge. But somebody told me, or there was a rumor going around saying that you like playing with dolls and toys. You can be really honest with me and just say your honest answer. Again, I'm not here to judge. The key word here is, I am not here to judge. Do not judge people for what they do if it's what they do. Now, we're gonna get to another, the opposite of that in a second. But if it's something like that, and if they say, Yes, I do. Then just say, oh, okay, you know? If it's not your cup of tea, then, don't be a douchebag. Don't be a douchebag about it. Just say, okay, that's fine. That's pretty cool. This is where that whole respect and trust thing falls into place again. You kill him with kindness, and you respect them, and you develop their Then, if that's not your cup of tea, but that doesn't mean steer away from them. Just say, okay, what kinds, and then if they tell you, get involved in the conversation. Okay, get involved in the conversation, and maybe eventually you'll end up supporting what they do. That's one scenario. You talk to them privately, you ask them the question in a sincere manner, and you say the magic words, "I'm not here to judge." Okay? Now, that doesn't always work for everything, because then you have those coworkers that do things that are happening in today, that do things or that have done things in today's society, and that are actually happening right now. Like, for example, I don't do these things, but I'm just giving examples, okay? Weed, alcohol, cocaine, pills, bad things, or weed, alcohol, cocaine, pills, heroin, all those types of things that can lead you into problems. Stabbing, shooting, those type of things. And shooting. They will tell you that there are times within the past they have done stuff like that. Some of them might end up doing things like that now. If you both have developed a really special and close bond and trust, you have to watch out for each other very carefully, because those things that I just mentioned, the drugs and the alcohol, the weapons, those are bad things, okay? If they tell you stories about, about what they used to do or how they were back then, excuse me. If they tell you stories like how they were back then eventually it happened in the past. They don't do it anymore. They woke up. They changed. Then you can just say, oh, okay, you listen to what they have to say, and then if you want to give your 2 cents, you give your 2 cents. But allow them to talk to you about their personal life stories first before you do assumptions. If they tell you a story about, they used to do cocaine at a young age, they used to mess with a gun, or or stab people. They used to smoke weed, they used to drink alcohol. If they did that at an early age, they already did that. You cannot say you shouldn't be doing that because it already happened in time. They already got a wake-up call. Now, the most popular, okay, drinking, smoking, and doing drugs. Many of them say that they smoke weed because, you know, it makes them feel good. But you can't do it at work because you'll get fired. That's one thing. You can't do any of these things at your job because you get fired. The only thing that you can do is smoke a cigarette, but that would be at a designated area. Okay? Well, excuse me, guys. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. The only thing you can do is smoke a cigarette, and that's it. You can't smoke weed because you'll get in trouble or fired. You can't bring drugs because you'll get fired and arrested. Yeah, and you most certainly can't bring a gun or a knife because it's bad. All of those things can lead to either getting terminated immediately or a legal action taken. And that's what you don't want. Now, if they tell you, if you both trust each other enough to where then they tell you a big secret like that, like, hey, I'm doing this, I know it's not a good thing. Then again, if you both trust each other like that, then if you feel like you have to give your 2 cents, you give your honest opinion. You say, wow, I can't believe this happened. You know, I mean, why are you doing this? You know, I mean, I'm surprised that you're even telling me this. I always see you so happy and nice to me and everything, and then when I hear all these stories, I'm surprised. Like, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this to yourself, or why are you doing these things to other people? You both have to look out for each other and feel, you know, you have to care about each other in a way. Again, that goes on with bonding and developing a relationship there. You both have to, you know, develop that relationship and bond there. Then if they tell you why they do it, they tell you why they do it. All you have to do is, if you both get along so well, then you offer to help them out. Again, you look out for each other. If you guys really trust each other. You help them, they'll help you. Okay? No. Yeah. Well, it can either be either or. They helped you, you help them. Okay? Or vice versa, you help them, they help you. Okay? Or no, it's they help you, you help them out. If they need help, if they're at a vulnerable time in their lives, then you show them support. You know, I mean, if they need help, you try to, you know, you show them that, hey, you care about them. Not only are we coworkers, but we're also best friends, and I'm here to help you if you need it. Don't be mean unless it's necessary. If it's something that you feel concerned about, you know, if you feel worried about your coworker, then yes, then you can say, we need to get you help because this isn't good. I'm worried about you, you know, you're starting to change, you're getting mad at me more, you know, is everything okay, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Let's see. Anybody interacting here? No. Okay, we are at 0 view. Oh, we're at 0 views on like, and we're at an hour and 14. What? We're at an hour and. Let me see, guys. Wait just a second. Yeah, we're at an hour and 15, so we're doing good on time. And yeah. So you both, even though you're co-workers, eventually when you trust each other and you develop a special, really close bonded relationship like that, then you show each other that you care about each other. I mean, if it concerns you, you say, hey, we need to find help for you so that way, nothing bad happens to you, because even though you're my coworker, you're also my best friend. And I really care about you, and I just don't want anything worse to happen to you. So I am gonna get you the help that you need. Okay. Be very cautious. Keep a close eye on your coworker that's doing stuff like that. Make sure they aren't doing anything stupid. And I know it's tough, because at the end of the day, you both go your separate ways, and you never know what happens. The best thing to do is to pray for them, okay? Always pray for them, just tell the Lord that, hey, pray to God, this is what's going on with my coworker. Please give him the strength to get through this, or to overcome this obstacle in his life. I really care about them, and I don't want anything bad to happen to them. You both show each other love too, and that's important. That's key. Let me see what else. So yeah, so just be aware and be on the lookout with, just pay more attention to your coworker on a personal level. If you both trust each other that much, they tell you that deepest secret. Yeah. Because eventually you don't want them to go to jail, or heaven forbid, get killed. Heaven forbid that level happens, but eventually you don't want to hear that they went to jail for doing something really dumb that you told them you would get help with. Now, some of them will refuse it, which will happen. So if that happens, all you gotta do is just pray. And eventually, if they come up to you, and just pray and be patient. If they come up to you and say, okay, I need help, then you help them out. Don't give up on your coworker that you trust so much. Giving up on a person is not nice. It's not nice when you care about somebody and you give up on them just because of something that they're doing. If you really love that person, you help them out. No matter how old they are, age is just a number. Okay? Age is just a number in the workplace. Respect is key, which then develops into trust, which then develops into a relationship, which then develops into, which in a relationship also develops into something even closer, as life and family involvement, which means they involve you in their lives, they involve you with their families, they eventually make you a part of their family. What was I going to tell you? Okay, so then, and you also look out for your coworkers as well. You look out for each other. not only in a work aspect, but also in a personal aspect. If they need the help, you find a way to get them the help. Because some people can't do things alone. They need that guidance to move forward. And respect and trust are two key things there. Don't judge them. Don't be mad. Don't be mean. Show love and compassion. And show that you care. That's important. Some of them will resist. And if they do, then pray for them. Next thing, let's go back to the cons. So you have those coworkers that are kiss asses. You have those workers that love to start rumors and cause problems. Some of them do that because they're going through something. They're like that because they had a rough past or they're going through a lot. That's when you step in and you show, you say, hey, I'm not here to start problems, I'm here to talk to you. And then eventually, those three things, you just say, this is what you say when you approach them like that. You say, may I talk to you? I'm not here to start problems. The other key phrase you also want to say is, I am all ears. That means you pay attention to what they have to say. First question you ask them is, why are you always like this? Why do you always act like this? I mean, is there something I did? Is there something that, I've done that you want to tell me? And eventually they'll say, yeah. But if they say no, then you ask them, is everything okay? Whatever you tell me. But again, that develops in trust too. So trust is a key goal. So if they feel comfortable telling you, then say. If they're comfortable telling. But with those type of behaviors, you do want to watch out for. The rumor starters, the ass kissers, the people that you start drama. Yeah, you want to watch out for those. There's also those coworkers that can also get you into huge trouble. Okay. Those type of coworkers, they like to get you into problems. My best advice is you avoid those type of people. Okay. You avoid those type of people and you just stay away from them. You just stay away from them. You avoid the problem and you're saying, you know what, I'm not really comfortable doing that. I need to go back to my work area. You just walk away from the situation before they start giving you problems. Okay? Just walk away, that's it. Walk away from those type of people and nothing will happen. Do not piss a coworker off. That's another thing you don't want to do. Because even though they're older than you, let me tell you something. And excuse my language, they can whoop your ass. Okay? Yeah, they can beat your little behind if they have the balls to. Remember, they're older than you, so some of them might just talk the talk, but they don't walk the walk. But do not piss off your coworker. Do not piss them off. Okay? Just keep your problems and your comments to yourself and just brush it off. Don't start anything. And that goes for coworkers too, people. If you have a beef with one of your coworkers, keep it to yourself. If you need to talk to them about it, do it on a one-on-one basis. Don't be angry unless if you're very short-tempered, then that's going to be a challenge. But otherwise, if you're not short-tempered, then just be sincere and just say, may I talk to you for a second? Then yes, and eventually you can talk to them. You can tell them like how you feel, how they feel about what was told and everything. Don't be a jerk. Listen to what they have to tell you, and then you tell them what you were told. Okay, that's important. It's not cool to just say, "Oh, I was told this," blah blah blah. No. Now, if they'd want to beat your butt then and there, then you don't add fire to injury unless if you have to use self-defense at that time. But only use if you feel like your life is threatened. Then report it to your supervisor or human resources. That's the best thing. Now, that's my best suggestion. If you run into problems with a coworker that likes to, that wants to beat the crap out of you because of something that you said about them or something that, that you did that involved them, then report it to your report it to your boss or human resources department. Don't add fuel to fire, okay? Because fire to fuel, because that's gonna, not only is it gonna lead to problems, it's also gonna possibly get you terminated or into even legal trouble, and that really wouldn't be a good thing. Because then what'll happen is we go back to this high school effect where you'll end up like you're in high school again, because you'll end up walking into the school and you'll have people that are staring at you and making fun of you and blah blah blah. And it's best to just get that professionally taken care of. So it's a good thing to develop a strong relationship with a coworker, but respect them and avoid the coworkers that like to cause problems. Guys, avoid them if all possible. If you notice that you have coworker, and if you notice that the coworkers tell you, oh, don't hang out with them because they like to talk mess behind your back, then that's a key thing right there. Don't hang out with them. Don't be too close with them, because eventually they will end up screwing you over. And we all have those types of people. Nothing is perfect in today's world. Everything is screwed up. Everything is screwed up, and some people are screwed up. I don't know. Sadly, that is true, but be careful with, who you talk to or whatever. Avoid drama if all possible. Respect your coworkers if all respect your coworkers, because eventually you'll respect them, you'll develop trust, and then you'll develop a close relationship, which then gets you involved into their lives in a good way. Or if you don't avoid you run into problems, be prepared to have problems brought back to you. Okay, but if at all possible, be professional and talk to somebody of a higher power. Oops, sorry guys. Talk to somebody with that has higher authority and let them handle it. Don't egg it on. Let's see what else. All right, so that will conclude the age gaps at the workplace scenario. Okay. You learn from all these people, be respectful, avoid drama, handle problems professionally. That's all I ask. Avoid, or if you run into a problem, handle problems professionally. Don't make things worse. Respect everybody around you, and things will be good. Trust me. Okay, now, the other thing that we're going to talk about today is we're going to talk about YouTuber age gaps with other YouTubers for a second because, hold on for just a minute, guys. I'm going to go and, I'm going to get some pizza because I'm hungry. I'll be right there, guys. Hold on. All right. Look what I got, guys. Let's see. You got some Sprite here. Hold on. Let me see. Right here. You got some Sprite there. And we got some pizza. I don't know if you guys can see it, but oh, let me. There you go. You got some pizza right there. See? There you go. This is a vegetable pizza. So hungry. Okay. But yeah, respect your coworkers. Be nice to them. Handle problems professionally. Don't add fire to fuel. Very important. Okay, so the next thing we're going to talk about, we're going to close that age gap series up almost. Now we're going to move on to something else. We're going to talk about YouTubers and age gaps too today. Okay? I am a part of the local YouTube meetup group here in San Antonio with a bunch of different creators from a bunch of different channels. By the way, shout out to you guys. You guys are awesome. We have age gaps in these groups, in this group, okay? We have huge age gaps in these groups, in this group. But we are all talented and creative. What shocks me is that not only in our group or do we have age gaps, we also have age gaps on YouTube, okay? On this platform alone, we have age gaps. Recently, I subscribed to a YouTuber who's, how old is he? He is, I think 20, if I'm not mistaken. He just hit 1 million subscribers at such a young age. Now, incredible. That is something incredible. Hitting such a humongous milestone at such a young age. Normally you think that when you become older, you hit milestones like that on here. Like I said before, our meetup group consists of people of different ages, which is a pretty cool thing. We are all talented. We have channels and we do our channels the way we do it. Now, with YouTubers and age gaps, with YouTubers and age gaps, it's very important. Because the same categories that I just told you about coworkers and friendships falls into the same category with YouTubers. But the only thing that is missing from there is Well, nothing really, but I'll tell you what not to do, what thing not to do. Mm. Um, age gap with other YouTubers is a powerful thing. No matter how old you are, we are all creative. We have YouTubers younger than us that are already in the millions. YouTubers that are older than us um are struggling to get there, or some of them are almost getting there. And shout out to all of them, because you guys are, everybody's talented here. When you end up meeting a YouTuber on here or in person, you always want to be respectful. Okay, respect them all the time. Okay, be respectful to them. Show them that, hey, you want to support their channel. Do anything you can to let me see, where are we at here? Oh, we're still at 0-1. Show them anything you can to show them that you care about them, and that you like their channel. You support them. Be supportive of their channel. Remember, I told you guys in the beginning, on the first stream, about friendships versus age gaps, where I told you I met Alex and Brandon. Alex, I met at a young age. Well, on his side, and I met him when he was 17, and I was 20. I was in my early 20s. Okay. Now that is crazy. But if you think about it, age is just a number. When you meet a YouTuber, age is just a number. The thing that matters the most is respect and support. I met Alex and Brandon at young ages, okay? And let me tell you guys something. These two are very creative at what they do, okay? They do a very good job at what they do. The people that I'm subscribed to are very creative at what they do. Moises, if you're watching this, dude, you are creative. I love how you do your channel. I like how you do your channel, you're younger than me, but you're very creative. Hangman Charlie, same thing. You're creative. I believe you're younger than me, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong, Charlie. But okay. So for the younger YouTubers that I'm subscribed to, you guys are all creative. Luis, You're creative too. All of you guys, the people I'm subscribed to, you all are creative. Now, creativity and age apps are a huge, huge thing, but respect isn't one thing. If you really like their channel, help that YouTuber grow. That's important. Because support is key. If you constantly show them that, hey, I watch your channel, I love your videos, send them messages, eventually they'll outreach to you and they'll be like, thank you. Then, if all goes well, um, sorry, I thought I heard something. If all goes well, then eventually you can respect them too. You know, eventually they'll want you both can actually start talking, communicating, and eventually develop a friendship as well. That's how that's how Alex and I started. I commented on his video, one of his videos from earlier today. I got a bone to pick with him later on. He deleted the comments. He disabled the comments on that. I think it was that one. He disabled the comments on that video. I believe it's that particular one. I need to look. He deleted the comments on that. Deactivated them, and I can't find it. Hopefully he has it. He should. But yeah, he was 17. Now it's 21. Okay, and that's interesting. And that is really interesting. That's interesting. This guy is really creative. I'm very proud of him. I will never hate Alex, ever. I will never hate him. I will never have any negativity towards him. I will never have any negativity towards you, Alex. You're a very creative person. And I know. Keep it up. I'm here to support your channel and help you out with anything you can. Brandon, same thing goes to you, dude. I'm very thankful to have met both of you guys. You guys are great individuals. Even though one person is slightly a little bit more creative than the other. You both are talented. Moises, same thing. Buddy for life. Keep up the creativity. I know your channel's bigger, but you're very talented. But yeah, creativity is important. Now, YouTubers older than us. Now, how crazy is this? YouTubers older than us are also starting to receive recognition. Okay. Some of the YouTubers that are older than us, they're in the 100,000 subscribers count. I am subscribed to a couple of them. For example, La Cocina de Leti, which is of course Moises' mom. I have been subscribed to her for years and years and years. Awesome cook. Really great person. Subscriber count, though, is huge. Her main channel, her cooking channel, it's in the 100,000 mark. Last year she celebrated her 300,000 milestone. I'm not sure how much she has now, but I'm sure it's getting bigger. But not so much the number of subscribers. That's not what's important. And not so much like how many videos or views you get, whatever. The important thing about these people that I'm talking about that are older, and like, no offense, but that are older than us and they have a big subscriber count, don't focus on the number so much. Focus on like respect, you know. It's important to show support for these channels. And it's very important to just once in a while message that channel, that person or that channel, and just be like, hey, I like your channel, you're a great person. Show them some love and compassion, because they go through, they're just like you and me, guys. We are all, even though we're YouTubers, guys, we all have everyday lives too. Okay. Yes, we do things behind camera. Yes, we do really great edits, but we also go through life struggles as well. And it never hurts to just pop on by Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, wherever their channel is, where you can follow their channel, and just show them some love and just say, hey, you do great content, keep it up. Leave them a comment of positivity. Let's see, what else? And then we have YouTubers that are around my age group as well. Oh, I forgot to our biggest, I think our biggest YouTuber, I think, in our group is Chef Johnny from Texas Style Barbecue and Cuisine. He is in the 21,000 threshold or count. I mean, he's on that subscriber count, and he is older than all of us. No offense. It could be wrong. We have him. We have Adam from NNA Vlogs. We have Vince from Geek Out SA. Yes, Vince, I'm shouting you out too, buddy. All of them, they're either around our age or older than us. And they're very talented. And I'm very impressed with all of you guys. Jaybird videos as well. We have Last Beats, Crazy Scars, and we cannot forget about Tess from I Am Tired of Cooking. Guys, we are all talented, And it's very important that we all help each other out and we show each other support. It never hurts to show everybody support. Just like I show my best friend Alex and Brandon support pretty much each and every day. I never want anybody to give up on their channels. I know it's hard, guys. But we all need to pitch in and help each other's channels grow. In a good way. Let's not dominate one over the other. Because that's not nice. And I have an infinity list of channels that I can like on and on and on about, but it would take long. But guys, every YouTuber, even though they are big in subscriber counts, or big or younger or older in age, that didn't mean anything. Respect and support is key. Eventually, if you do that, they'll outreach to you, and eventually you'll develop a real close relationship with them, which in turn will then have you become their best friends, which is powerful. But like I said, the only way you can get to those types of levels is if you show them respect and support. And everybody on the channels that I mentioned to you, everybody's talented, even Hangman Charlie. Yes, that guy is honest. And I love his honesty. Anthony Blodgett is another one. He commented on my video, on one of my videos, and I replied, and then I was like, hey, somebody actually watched my video, and they liked it. And we're really good friends. Sure, we don't talk every day, but we both show each other support. Champion, I think it's called. Eric. You're very talented too, man. Everybody here is talented. The thing that I want to kind of sum up here with age gaps and other YouTubers is, even though we're older or younger, and even though oh, and I forgot to mention Compa Luis and Ness Marie, Liz from En Familia con Liz, and Esmeralda. Their channels, everybody's channels on here that I mentioned, creative, great people, very nice. Life of Tyke as well. He's also another honest person. We are all creative. Age gaps and with other YouTubers, it's a big thing. But remember, age is just a number. Creativity is a talent that is very good, and it's a blessing to everybody. Respect is key to gain trust, and also support is key. To respect and support are two key things to show all of each and every YouTuber on here. Now, for those that have bigger subscriber counts, some of them might not get back to you guys. Yeah, but that's because they're so busy with their channels. because their number is bigger. But always, always pop on in and leave a positive comment saying, showing support. Because eventually kindness will come back to you. Just guys, so age gaps in both the workplace and YouTubers, be respectful, be supportive. Eventually, those two things will lead into trust, and then those three things will lead into a close relationship. Avoid problems if all possible. Handle them professionally. Okay. And let's just all show that we all care about each other. Eating a vegetarian pizza. Oh, well, definitely, we can't forget about the children. Kids these days are growing big as well on subscriber counts. But we are growing in subscriber counts, guys, and the thing is that it is very, 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 very important that we just show trust for each other. No hatred. Be respectful and be supportive. And you'll have a great and happy life. Alright, guys, well, that's going to conclude this edition of the Pajama Time. Again, if you like this live stream, please give me a thumbs up, as well as subscribe to the Kitchen Life channel if you are new. And please tap notification bell next to the subscribe button on the right hand side. That will let you know when I go live or when I post an upload. Please share this live stream with your friends and family and on your social medias. Follow me on Facebook and Instagram at the Kitchen Life channel. On YouNow at the Kitchen Life channel. Spelt the same way as this YouTube channel, but except channel is actually together. So when you search the Kitchen Life channel, make sure you put your all one word, the Kitchen Life channel. Okay. Alright, guys, thank you so much for watching. Tomorrow, next week, I don't know how things are going to go next week. I am off Friday, So I may or may not do an early pajama stream. I'm not sure. I just got told that they are going to celebrate my grandpa's birthday, I believe, my mom said. On the 31st. And I don't know if I'm gonna go Friday or wait till Sunday, but I'm not sure. But if I don't do something on Friday, um, I may end up doing it on Thursday next week. So next week, you know what? No, I'll tell you what. Oh, I'll tell you this. Okay, so I'll find a day next week to do it. We're gonna talk about we're gonna touch base on friendships again, but this time we're gonna talk about like I said before, we are going to talk about, is doing something really the way of gaining friends? And by that I mean, is drinking, smoking, having sex, is that the only way to gain a friendship? Is that the only way to make friends? Material things, and actions. Are those ways to make friends? We'll talk about that next week, okay? And then the following week, the following week's gonna be interesting. That one's gonna be age restricted. Shh. We're gonna talk about something a little bit freaky. But we'll talk about that the following week. Okay, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and sign off here. Thanks so much for watching, and remember, your food has a life behind it. I'll see you guys in the next pajama time live stream. Bye, guys, and have a great rest of your night.